When I think about luxury trail performance, the first sled that should come to mind is the 2012 Skidoo GSX SE, because that's its classification. And when it's equipped with the 1200 4-TEC, I'd have to agree with luxury, but the 800 E-TEC is a whole different story. The GSX SE has won the SnowTrax Real World Sled of the Year award in the past because it's an incredibly good snowmobile across the board. Powered by the 600 E-TEC or 1200 4-TEC, this snowmobile is the perfect all-day sled for maximum trail luxury, but in my mind has always lacked one thing. The performance classification of this sled never really sat well for me outside of the 600cc class, as neither the 1200 4-TEC nor 600 E-TEC mill could make me giggle like an 800 E-TEC could when I'd mate the throttle with the handlebars and watch the needle bury itself past the Benjamins. The GSX SE has all the bells and whistles you could ever ask for. Premium across the board and adorned with features like air ride suspension, heated seat, tilt steering, the industry's most advanced digital gauge, and a factory-equipped tunnel bag, to name a few. But what gives this sled its performance classification? For 2012, not only does the 800 E-TEC cover off the performance classification, it completely blows my mind with the level of comfort that it delivers. Now, when you strap the 800 E-TEC into the XR 4-stroke intended chassis and mesh it with the GSX SE amenities, you've got one incredibly potent sled that could create a completely new classification in snowmobiling. The first time you squeeze the throttle on the SE, you realize there is nothing GSX under the hood of this animal. I've personally seen speeds on the lakes of up to 118 miles per hour on the digital gauge. The 800 E-TEC equipped GSX SE is the perfect answer to the X-Package rider who's more interested in ride compliance than clicker shocks. Maybe the better name for this sled would be GSX Package, as this fire-breathing air ride monster delivers the engine performance of the XRS 800 with the ride compliance of the GSX SE, an award-winning real-world sled of the year, and for sure is not to be confused with any past model GSXs. As I was cruising down an ungroomed section of trail, adjusting the air ride shock on the fly, I thought to myself, this is an incredible snowmobile. The power, performance, and economy of arguably the industry's best engine, mixed with a suspension and chassis that's second to none for all-day comfort, not to mention the ability to adjust for riding conditions on the fly with the push of a button. Honestly, what else could you ask for? The suspension calibrations on the GSX SE are near perfect, while most sleds that I swing a leg over are set from the factory either too stiff or too soft. The lowest and likewise highest setting of the air shock are pretty much perfect for any combination of trails that you're going to ride in a day. At the lowest setting, a smooth and freshly groomed trail has never felt better, soaking up the floating and smooth trail transitions while eliminating small chatter bumps the groomer pan didn't smooth out. As things ramp up and trail conditions degrade, the middle setting, number 3, is ideal, where the highest setting of 5 is only needed when the groomer hasn't been seen for days and most other sleds are bucking like the electric bull at Gillies. While most snowmobile suspensions can be set up to ride decent under most trail conditions, they can adapt to all trail conditions without the need to stop and adjust the spring, the shock, or both. That's the beauty of the Air Ride rear suspension, Skidoo's beautiful digital gauge package, and the easy-to-use rocker switches on the handlebars. All three work seamlessly to allow you ultimate control with minimal time spent looking at the gauge. In fact, after the first couple times adjusting on the fly, I could completely make my adjustment without even looking at the rocker switches and verify my input with a quick 1-second glance at the LCD screen. While I know it sounds like I have nothing bad to say about this snowmobile, there is one area that I'm less than impressed with, and it has to do with the front end of this GSX SE, as well as a few other Skidoo snowmobiles. Depending on how you ride, you may or may not like the amount of bite the front end gets with the trail. Because the XP and XR platforms are incredibly rider forwards, the weight of the motor and rider increase ski pressure. This in turn delivers an incredibly precise steering front end that has a tendency to lift the inside ski in tight twisties, where other sleds will give a slight amount of push. While I enjoy the precision at high speeds, in my opinion, the older Rev platform delivered near-perfect characteristics at both high speeds and slower twisties, keeping the inside ski lower, delivering a more confident front end. This test ride of the 2012 GSX SE is no doubt going to add to my online classification as a Skidoo fan. And you know what? I'm not going to argue if you label me as such. But you wouldn't be doing yourself any justice if you didn't check this sled out for yourself, because this 800 E-TEC equipped GSX SE is hands down the fastest, most comfortable luxury touring sled on snow.